bewegen, dich auf die Tanzfläche bewegen. Und nun geht es los.
You're listening to Däs Bundesliga Show here on the Lock Betting Podcast. You can follow Lock Betting on X at Lock Betting X. That's at Lock Betting X. Let's begin with this edition of Däs Bundesliga Show. We have 4 games to cover, but the primary focus is going to be on Bayer Leverküsen versus Bayern Munich. That could be the title decider. It's a very, very important game for us over at Lock Betting because we are heavily invested in Bayern to get the job done. We had them at the start of the season and then we added a future recently after it looked like Bayern Munich were in turmoil after losing at home to Werder Bremen. They have since bounced back and have actually reduced the gap on Leverkusen, and Leverkusen are thankfully starting to look a little bit nervous as we get into the final lap. So this is a very important game. Before we get there, let's very quickly have a look at the game here between Borussia Mönchengladbach and Darmstadt, where Gladbach are the 46 favourites. It's 16-5 on the draw, and it's 4-1 here on Darmstadt. Darmstadt are the worst team in Germany. They are bottom of the table. They are 4 points away from a relegation playoff, and they are 7 points away from automatic safety. They only have 11 points so far this season with 2 wins from 20 games. Now, Borussia Mönchengladbach is a bit of a transitional season from them. They sit 13th in the table, whilst their home record isn't amazing either, only picking up 4 wins from 10 with 2 draws and 4 defeats. But Darmstadt, this gives you an opportunity to improve that home record. This is a side who have 1 win from their 9 away games. They've lost 6. They have a minus 16 goal differential. They've shipped 26 goals in those 9 games on the road. If you want to please your home supporters and pick up what is almost a guaranteed win, then you want to play Darmstadt. And I think the price of 4-6 minus 150 isn't too bad here today for Borussia Mönchengladbach to pick up the win. I also like them to score 2 goals in this game, and I also like their shots prop. So there's multiple ways to bet this, but they will dominate this game. They will be looking for that win in front of their own supporters, and this means they're probably going to pepper that goal. So over 15.5 shots should cash here for Borussia Mönchengladbach as well, en route to what should be a convincing victory with them winning the game and dominating it statistically as well. Now we move on to the 5:30 kickoff, which is potentially the title decider between Leverkusen and Bayern Munich, where Bayer Leverkusen are priced up as the 11-8 favourites to beat Bayern. It's 13-5 on the draw, and Bayern Munich here are the 2-1 underdogs. The books are giving Leverkusen a ton of respect here, and why not? They are unbeaten in 30 games in all competitions and have won 11 of their 13 home matches. They beat Bayern Munich 2-1 at this stadium last year, and the visitors have lost 2 of their last 8 Bundesliga outings, whilst Leverkusen, they are undefeated in the league and undefeated in all competitions so far this season. As I mentioned, they've not lost in 30 matches. So when you look at all that, it does make a good case for Bayer Leverkusen to win this and to extend their gap at the top. If they win this game, they go 5 points clear. I still don't think that guarantees them the title, but that is a significant dent in Bayern Munich's title hopes with just 13 games to go because they play less games in the Bundesliga. But I don't think that's going to happen. Beat whoever you want. go on an incredible run as much as you want, but the real test in this league is Bayern Munich. The real team you need to turn up against in big game situations is Bayern Munich. And the team with more experience in these big game situations is Bayern Munich. The team with the better players is Bayern Munich. And the team with the better manager, even now, is Bayern Munich. I understand Xabi Alonso's doing amazing things. I understand that everybody wants him. I understand there may even be a tug of war in the summer between Real Madrid and Liverpool. Two of the biggest clubs in world football want to take this manager. But at the moment, when you look at history, when you look at what the two managers have done in the game, who would you rather have to win you this one-off game, which is almost a cup tie at this point? It would probably still be Thomas Tuchel. He'll be prepared. I strongly believe that games that Bayern Munich have lost this season, or where they've failed to turn up, where they've been knocked out in a cup, or where they've lost at home to Werder Bremen, has been largely down to complacency. There is no complacency here. Lose this game and you may be kissing the title goodbye. Win it and you are in pole position to win the league. There was a point where Bayern Munich were available at 10 to 11 to win the league. They now come into this game off the back of Leverküsen dropping some points and Bayern Munich going on a strong run as the 4 to 7 favourites. In my opinion, a draw would be a perfectly fine result here for Bayern Munich. This is not a must win. This is a must not lose, because if you manage to avoid a defeat here in this game, you end up going top as soon as Leverkusen drop points. All you need to do is pick up 2 more points than Leverkusen between now and the end of the season, and you know what you are doing in this race. You know what you need to do for the last 13 games. In my opinion, winning 11 of those 13 games will be enough for Bayern Munich to win the league, providing they don't lose this game. Even 5 points is possible if you do lose, but I think if Leverkusen can win this game, it does put a significant dent in Bayern and their confidence, and in turn gives Leverkusen supreme confidence for the final part of the run-in. So I'm going to take Bayern Munich here as a pick. Bayern Munich in the draw no bet market. This pushes if it's a draw, which is fine with us, and it only loses if Leverkusen win. Now, I would not recommend this for people who are invested in futures. This is going to be the lock on the show, but it's a lock that is only for people who have zero investment in Bayern Munich. So you can have some investment now. This is for people that signed up very late. So this means this is for people who don't even have Bayern Munich to win the title the second time when we took them at 10 to 11, let alone the pre-season future. Alternatively, another way you could go here would be to take goals in this game, although I do think over 2.5 goals in BTTS are both too juiced, as is combining the two selections as well. The reason why the data is strong is because Leverkusen have scored at least twice in 11 of their 13 competitive home games and have conceded exactly once in 7 of those. So what you have there is data for Leverkusen to score 2 and data for Bayern Munich to contribute as well, which is why you see Leverkusen as a narrow favourite to win this game. I don't disagree with it, but I am going to go against it because of the pedigree of Bayern Munich. BTTS and over 2.5 goals is available at 4 to 5 minus 125. You're going to go in that direction. Bayern Munich as a pick. Bayern Munich in a draw no bet market alternatively is available at 11 to 10 plus 110. And that's going to be our lock on this show. But listen to what I'm saying. If you don't have the pre-season future, if you don't have the 2-unit future on Bayer Leverkusen, this is for you. If you have those bets, stay away from this bet. You have no lock this week on the Bundesliga show. Let's close out by looking at a couple of bits here on Sunday. Stuttgart at home to Mons, where they are the 1-2 favourites, 18-5 on the draw. And it's 13-2 here on Mons. People have been waiting for a while for Stuttgart to run out of gas. It's not happening, and I think this will be another routine home win for them. Tack on -1 here for this one. Tack on -1. This means it cashes if they win by 2, loses if they don't win, and pushes if they win by a single goal. This is Stuttgart side that have won 7 of the last 8 at home, drawing the other game only against Bayer Leverküsen, and they can win quite comfortably here against Mons. The visitors have scored just 4 goals in the last 10 games, and Stuttgart have scored at least twice in 5 of their last 6 home games. So if they score twice again, I think that will be at least good enough here for you to secure a push. So Stuttgart -1 in the Asian handicap line, and that's available at the price of 7 to 10. We also look at the other game on Sunday. This is the game between Hoffenheim and Cologne, where Hoffenheim are the 5 to 6 -120 favourites. It's 3 to 1 on the draw. And it's also 3 to 1 here on Cologne. Hoffenheim games have produced goals all season long. This is a goal-heavy team. If you have a look at the table, Hoffenheim currently are sitting in 10th spot in the league. However, they have conceded 35 goals in just 20 games and have managed to contribute 28. They come up here against a Cologne team who are battling to stay in the league. They themselves have conceded 34 goals already in 20 games and have a -20 goal difference because they've only scored 14. But I do think they will be able to contribute towards the scoring here against Hoffenheim, because at the moment everybody is scoring against Hoffenheim. This is a team who, without a clean sheet at home in the Bundesliga dating back to April 2023, and have seen BTTS cash in all 12 of their home matches since then, whilst Cologne, they have scored in 3 of the last 4 Bundesliga outings. So whilst it's scary to take Cologne to score, because they've only scored 14 goals this season, I do think they'll score here. I think they'll score en route to Hoffenheim winning at home. But we're simply going to take BTTS, and we're getting a good price here because Cologne aren't heavy goal scorers. However, BTTS has cashed in every single one of Hoffenheim's home games this season. We take it to happen again, and we take it at the price of 7 to 10 once again. As I mentioned, your lock here on this show is Bayern Munich as a pick. We go against that record of Leverkusen. We take the team with all the pedigree. We take the team with the better players and experience in this situation. This isn't a must-win. A draw will be fine for our futures, and it will be fine for you guys taking this as a lock, because you won't lose a single dollar if it's a draw. So a draw is a fine result. We only lose money here if Leverkusen win, and obviously that's bad for new customers and bad for old customers as well. That's it for me and this edition of Däs Bundesliga Show. Good luck with all of your bets as always, and thanks for listening.